All right, y'all, I'm back. I know it's been a minute since we've done an episode, guys. I promise I'm going to explain everything in this episode. Plus, guys, I got all the top crypto news stories of the week, plus some geopolitical stuff. So let's go ahead. Let's get started. So you're definitely going to want to stay to the end of this episode. Now, as far as where I've been, well, let's break some stuff down first, guys. Let's try to understand, from whenever it was the last time, maybe a month or so ago when I made my last episode. I want you guys to ask yourself this. Has the United States, has the world gotten considerably crazier since I've made my last episode? And I think, if you're watching this, the answer is probably yes. And I think a lot of the things that I've talked about on this channel are kind of coming to fruition. And I'm not happy to admit that. I'm not happy to say that. I'm not happy to see banks collapsing, which I warned you on multiple episodes was going to happen. I've warned you about the devaluation of our currency, and I've warned you about the weaponization of our government against dissidents. I've kind of warned you about all of this. We're seeing escalation with, Russia, Ukraine, with China. Guys, as always on this channel, I've always been anti-war. I've called for de-escalation. And while mainstream media has maybe painted a different story of what's really going on in Russia and Ukraine, what we can now see is, as a fact, is that things are escalating, guys, and it's a very scary time. So I've been in a mode lately, guys. Let me put it frank, going through what I'm going through personally, with losing my house in a tornado, with just, building this channel, building businesses. I'm going through my own issues in life, guys, and I'm trying to acquire as much fiat as I can. I'm still DCAing into these markets, guys. I still believe that, crypto especially is our last chance, is our, maybe not our last chance, but is our best chance of creating generational wealth. Now, as always, guys, y'all know I'm a big believer in real estate. I'm actively looking at real estate. I'm actively investing in real estate. But I think I'd put crypto ahead of real estate. And, if you guys have seen, Bitcoin, it wasn't that long ago, it was 16,000. I was on this channel, as always, guys, this is not financial advice. It's not political advice. The last thing I want to do is try to influence your decision. I want to simply give myself an outlet to talk about the news, to talk about, stuff that I'm interested in. And I know a lot of you are like-minded. As always, guys, no matter your political affiliation, no matter what coin you like or don't like, if you hate Ethereum, love Ethereum, like Bitcoin, right, left, you're all welcome on this channel. I definitely appreciate y'all sticking with me and being supportive and being patient because, guys, I'm also going through a transition to this channel. I really don't know what I want this channel to be. I like doing, interviews with, interesting, people from finance, real estate, crypto. So maybe we'll see more of that, more news. But anyway, guys, so so that's it. So, guys, I've been laying low, just stacking money. I think, it's crazy going to hear me say this, but cash is going to be king in the next 6 months to 2 years, perhaps, depending on what's happening geopolitically. And trust me, I got some bombshell stories, that's going to blow your mind of what's going on right now. But I think that those of us that have, dry powder on the sideline, have cash on the sideline, and is going to be able to buy, not just Bitcoin, but stocks, real estate. I just think some fantastic buying opportunities are going to be coming up, and I've been trying to prepare myself. So unfortunately, this channel got put on the side. And again, I was kind of in a rethink of, would I want it to change the channel to? I definitely want to do some stuff, with my background. I want to do some stuff, and I don't know if I'm going to make a set or if I'm going to do green screen. But anyway, so let's go ahead. Let's get into the episode, guys, because we got a lot to cover. Let's start with coin market cap first and foremost. Bitcoin sitting right under 28,000. Wow, guys, it seems like it wasn't that long ago. Bitcoin was 16,000, 17,000. Ethereum surging, hitting 1,800. Cardano at 40 cents. Polygon Matic. Guys, so let me preface this, because a lot of these ranges we kind of talked about we were going to be in, and where we're going to go next. Let me be frank, guys, not financial advice. Bitcoin is probably the hardest asset to predict. We're seeing the weaponization of our government against Bitcoin, and that's troublesome. And unfortunately, we're going to see that. We're going to see that, this is not this is not going to be a smooth transition to this, the self-proclaimed fourth industrial revolution, which Klaus Schwab and, our friends at the World Economic Forum have touted. And, our government is going to attack this stuff. The central banks are going to attack this stuff. Understand that the central banks are funding the politicians that are attacking this technology, because this technology greatly affects the status quo. Bitcoin 100% affects the status quo. That's why they're attacking it so much. You guys think Warren Buffett really knows too much about this technology? I mean, guys, if you look up, there was an article when Warren Buffett had said that Bitcoin was rat poison. Had you bought Bitcoin right when he said that, you'd be up like 4x, something crazy. So again, guys, crazy time. If you're in crypto, you're brave. If you're in crypto, you got an iron stomach. Shout out to you. So let's get to the first story, guys. Most troublesome. Russia talks up prospects of BRICS countries developing new currency. A top Russian official has reportedly claimed that the countries of the BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are working on creating their own currency. Brazil, China strike trade deal to agreement to ditch the dollar. Russia touts common digital currency between Russia and China. Dumping the dollar. Will a new BRICS currency replace the U.S. currency for trade? Wow. So what we're hearing is a shift, something that hasn't happened in a long time. And unfortunately, historically, when this has happened, when a new world reserve currency has taken place, you know what this led to? War. So it's very concerning to me, especially seeing the tensions rising. Now China's even, starting to back Russia in this Russia-Ukraine thing. This is what I warned about, so where our mainstream media propagated that the war was almost over, that Ukraine was at the 1-yard line about to take out Russia. No, this war never ends, guys. This is going to be another forever war. And our government, unfortunately, guys, no matter what side you're on, the United States government will spend everything. They will sacrifice every one of you. They will put us through hyperinflation to win the war, a war that they're never going to win. So now, in the face of the sanctions, these other nations are saying, hey, instead of being under the United States' thumb, won't we just create our own system? And they're creating their own digital currency, guys, and it's going to be a digital currency. They're talking backed by gold. Wow, what a concept. While the United States has removed the gold standard, and we've seen massive inflation since we've removed the dollar being backed by gold, now it's just backed by air. Now we're seeing the BRICS nations saying, hey, we're going to have a gold-backed digital currency. Yeah. So what happens? Well, I don't know, guys. I'm not a history major. I'm not an anything expert, guys, but I can say this. We went through the Great Depression, and I believe the Great Depression lasted about 10 years. Now, what got us through the Great Depression? Well, we went to war. Started a wartime economy, got all the factories, got everything going in the United States. We got an American first, and maybe that's what needs to happen. Now, I'm not advocating for war, but I'm saying that perhaps everything going on right now is happening for a reason. And right versus left. Again, guys, I don't fall in that paradigm. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I'm just a person. We need to remove these labels. But the one thing I think I can say that we need to do is we need American first policy. I'm an American first guy. I'm not pro-Russia. I'm not pro-Ukraine. I'm not pro-China. So if we can bring back manufacturing. I mean, guys, I think I saw a thing that 90% of, vitamin C, 90% of vitamin C is made in China. Why? Why don't we produce things here? Look at everything you own. Made in China. And understand that most of the things that are made in China, we really don't need. They're not needs. They're wants. They're just items that we don't even need. So we ship the manufacturing over there. And why do we ship the manufacturing over there? Because it's cheap labor. Well, I believe in American ingenuity. And I believe that the consumer will be willing to pay more if they were getting quality products that were made in America. So if we can start bringing with American first policy, and guys, I noticed this was a lot of Trump's talking points, so we're going to get into Trump. I got some Trump news. We're going to get into Trump, but the next thing I think is that, if the BRICS nations, they're doing a gold-backed digital currency. Well, why don't, not saying we need to do a gold-backed digital currency. What about a Bitcoin-backed currency? What if we, go a Bitcoin-first policy? I think that's our only hope, guys. That's our only hope. We're watching banks collapse in real time, and we're acting like this isn't a problem. We're watching, guys, inflation's not going away. Your Fed has said they want inflation to be at 2%. Guys, that's never happening. I'm telling you right now, that's never happening. I'm not trying to scare you, but we will never get inflation to 2%. Here's why. We've printed an insane amount of money. Look up the M1 and M2 money supply from the last 3 years, and think about the amount of money that the Fed has printed, because that's our Fed's only solution to solving problems, is to print endless amounts of money. So the Fed's printed so much money that there's no raise in interest rates in order to tame the inflation. The inflation's here to stay, guys. It is a construct of the Fed's crazy money printing. So it's a problem that we've created. It's a problem that's not going away. And even the Fed, guys, look this up. The Fed is now changing the way that they calculate the CPI data. So I've been telling you they're lying to you with the CPI data. Now, what's the saying that governments lie using statistics? That's their favorite thing to do. So very troubling times right now, guys. I'm not a doomsdayer. I have faith. I have faith that, American ingenuity is going to push through. Now, let's get to the head story, guys. CNN. Donald Trump pleads not guilty to 34 felony counts, falsified business records. Guys, this is all stemming around the allegations of the Stormy Daniels. And guys, if you follow this channel, I haven't been the biggest Orange Man supporter. I'm not the biggest fan of Orange Man, but I can say this. I'm also not a fan of what's going on now. Essentially using a district attorney, a George Soros-backed district attorney. And if you guys look up George Soros, look up all the DAs that George Soros funds. He funds a lot of these DAs. A lot of these DAs would not get elected without the political contributions of George Soros. And while this DA is super hard on Trump, taking all these misdemeanors and upgrading them to felonies, this DA is downgrading street crimes and criminals that are committing actual crimes that would be felonies and downgrading them to misdemeanors. So these DAs in these blue cities are a serious problem. And guys, the creator of Cash App, check out this story, guys. The creator of Cash App was just stabbed to death in San Francisco. Update: Cash App founder, CPO Bob Lee stabbed to death in San Francisco. Another George Soros-backed DA. So you guys can say, "Oh, this is all a coincidence. This is all a coincidence, Kevin. Oh, you're anti-Semite. You're being mean to George Soros." No, I'm not an anti-Semite. I'm calling it like I see it. This George Soros, guys, has no place in this country. And you guys you're seeing a mass exodus of blue cities. This isn't a Republican versus Democrat thing. This is a reality. We're seeing homelessness and crime run rampant in these blue cities. And it starts with these DAs. Because, guys, we're a nation of laws. And if lawlessness is able to be propagated, then you're going to get more of it. If homelessness is not, nothing's being done about it, we're going to see more homelessness. As inflation grows, we're going to put more people homeless. So these are the problems. And now Trump, let's go back to Trump. So now think about the precedent. Guys. The current administration is jailing the opposition party. So whether it's, guys, if Trump was doing this to Biden or I'd be saying the same thing. So, and what Trump is being arrested for these payments to a porn star, Stormy Daniels, guys, you don't think Bill Clinton's done the same thing? What about all of Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's business dealings with China? You guys, they told you that the laptop was fake. They told you the Hunter Biden laptop, that was all fake, that was Russian disinformation. Now it comes out, it's all true, and we're seeing business dealings with Joe Biden, his son, and the Chinese Communist Party. We're seeing all type of human trafficking violations with Hunter Biden, and all of this is being swept under the rug. But because you hate Trump so much that you're looking past all this, and you're not seeing the weaponization of our Justice Department in order to take out an opposition candidate. And I don't even like Trump, guys. Guys, I'm telling you right now. I know we're not supposed to get too political on here, guys. We're going to talk crypto, I promise. But I'm not voting for Trump. There, you heard it here first. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for Biden. I don't know what I'm going to do. But as of right now, guys, I'm probably staying home. Anyway, so in other news, Donald Trump NFT sales quadrupled after his arrest. Guys, these are originally minted at $99, guys. And now they're skyrocketing. Man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. NFTs are so wild. I think they're at about $908. I know a lot of you was telling me to buy the Trump NFT. Well, I missed out. I'm not buying it. Crazy time to be alive, guys. Crazy time to be alive. And, I think what this is going to do, what we're seeing, think about it, guys. The Russian collusion hoax. We've seen all these attacks on Trump. And what it seems to do is just make him stronger. So it seems that the more the left vilifies and attacks Trump, it grows his base and it becomes stronger and stronger. And again, guys, so this is the construct. This is the problem that we deal with in American politics, is that we cannot like somebody, or it's kind of like football teams where we're divided and it's tribalized, that you're on this team, you're on this team. Well, I like a lot of Trump's policy. I like the, American first policy. I like the, strong trade deals against China. We didn't start any wars under Trump, guys. Look at the wars under Obama. Look at the wars under Biden. Look at the drone strikes under the Obama administration. Look at the weaponization of the Justice Department under the Obama and the Biden administration. I don't like this. I don't like a federal government that has this crazy amount of power to go after anybody. I don't like this. I like a small government. So while I like a lot of what Trump did, I also don't like a lot of what he did. He said he was going to lock Hillary Clinton up. What happened to that? He said he was going to build a wall. What happened to that? Look at the record fentanyl that's coming into this country. And if you're wondering, this fentanyl problem that's happened in this country, why is it happening? How is it happening? Well, I'm going to tell you. Most of the fentanyl that's coming to this country is created in China through the CCP. Actually, on top of that, about 80% of our medicine, all medicine, not just fentanyl, comes from China. Now, how's it getting here? The fentanyl is going to China, and they're making deals with the cartels. The cartels are then smuggling it into the United States because our border is currently an open door. So that's a whole nother issue, but these are the facts, guys. The fentanyl crisis, I'm telling you right now, I told you the banks would collapse. More banks will collapse. I'm telling you the fentanyl crisis is going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. I'm serious, guys. So this is something we need to pay attention to. If you are a recreational drug user, I would probably tell you to stop. I would probably tell you maybe this is your time to have a wake-up call, because you don't know, one, the drugs are bad for you, but two, it could be laced with fentanyl. So it's something to think about. Anyway, guys, so next story. Andrew Tate is released from jail and placed under house arrest. Mr. Tate, the social media influencer, and his brother Tristan Tate have been in custody since December when they arrested on allegations of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized criminal group. So I know Andrew Tate is somebody, like a lightning rod of controversy, and I know a lot of you like him, a lot of you love him, a lot of you hate him. Let me explain to you guys what happened to him. 100% wrong. No matter, oh man, Kevin, I don't like his rhetoric on women. Oh, he's a womanizer. Guys, I don't agree with any of his philosophy on multiple wives, on heaven cam shows. All of that is nonsense. I don't agree with any of it. He was placed in jail for 4 months in solitary confinement, and they had nothing on him. Think about it, guys. If he was a human trafficker and was raping women, do you think they would let him out? No. They put him in jail while they tried to find incriminating stuff on him. And if you're wondering why they put him in jail, I'm not going to talk about it in this episode. I've done previous episodes where I broke down why he was a threat and why they were actually going after Andrew Tate, and they were going to use the guise of womanizing. Again, I know some of you watching is like, Kevin, how can you support Andrew Tate? Your mainstream media, your mainstream media and your government that are attacking Andrew Tate protects pedophiles. Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein, the largest human child trafficking organization ever created, were arrested in jail and none of their customers have been arrested. Not one. Not one client of Jeffrey Epstein, just like the largest pedophile ring ever created, confirmed, not one client arrested. Guys, they have all the documents. They have all the videos. So I don't want to hear anyone saying they're against human trafficking, but they don't care about Jeffrey Epstein. That's if you want a cause that you can get behind, if you want, to if you want to virtue signal and you want something I'm gonna get behind, how about this? We get the client list. We release all the names. And the reason why they're not releasing the names is because it's some of the top people in government, Republican and Democrat. It's Hollywood elite. It's athletes. It's celebrities. It's billionaires. So if one goes down, they all go down. So they're protecting each other, guys. I know a lot of you don't want to hear that. You think that's conspiracy. It's all real. It's 100% real. It's 100% happening. And I think that this New York Times story, it shows it. Again, guys, they had you believe that this guy was running a huge human trafficking ring. No, the huge human trafficking ring is still being run. It's Epstein was just one part, guys. You think Epstein was the only one? You think that's the only island? You think that's the only? You think that's it? You think that all of his customers just got out of that? No, they're still into all of that. They got a new supplier. We need justice, guys. We need justice. So if you want a virtue signal, I'll get behind that. Next story, guys. Politico. Elizabeth Warren is building an anti-crypto army. Some conservatives are on board. Warren is zeroing in on national security concerns as her focus for potential crypto legislation as she raises red flags about a host of issues in space from consumer protection to environmental impact. All right. Here's an exercise for you. I want you to go look up Elizabeth Warren's campaign donations. I want you to go look at who actually funds Elizabeth Warren. Do you really think Elizabeth Warren represents the people? Do you think she's going after crypto? Do you think she has any understanding of crypto, of Bitcoin, of any of this technology? Absolutely not. She's funded by big banks. She's attacking this technology because she's being told to. She's being paid to, right? This technology, all other countries, emerging countries, are adopting this technology, embracing this technology, and they're going to be economic superpowers. No matter what Elizabeth Warren or the SEC does, it's not going to stop this technology. They're just going to push it offshore. Do you guys understand that? Do you understand that how devastating that people like Elizabeth Warren, people like Joe Biden, these attacks, this is never going anywhere. This is going to continue to happen. Bitcoin will be 200,000. You'll have the same people parroting the same talking points. So, guys, I'm not a fan of Elizabeth Warren. I've never been a fan. I can't believe people don't see what a fraud she is. And this weaponization, and guys, you can listen to her interviews. She knows nothing about this technology, but this is just bad for the country, guys. It's real bad. All right, next story. Ralph Lauren introducing cryptocurrency payments at new Miami store. Guys, this is it. Test cryptocurrency and NFTs. So this is it. The adoption's here, guys. You're going to see more. It's going to start. The crypto adoption is going to start with a lot of big retailers, high-end jewelry, sports cars, yachts, high-ticket items. Those are going to be the first to adopt crypto, and it's going to work its way down. Eventually, crypto is going to be integrated 100% into our society. You're going to be able to go buy a coffee with Bitcoin. You're going to be able to, guys, you've seen Elon Musk change the Twitter logo to Doge. Dogecoin skyrocketed. The next evolution is electronic payments. There's a war on cash. You guys remember during the pandemic, they said they had a chain shortage. Come on, you guys really believe they had a chain shortage? No, they're phasing out cash. They're going all digital. Now, where the war is, where the line in the sand is it going to be a decentralized future or is it going to be a centralized CBDC future? This is what I stand against. And no matter your political affiliation, guys, there's actually Democrats coming out against Elizabeth Warren because now they see how tyrannical her agenda is, how tyrannical this anti-Bitcoin, anti-crypto. And guys, they're going to cite everything from the environment. They're going to cite everything from it's hurting the banks. These banks collapsing had nothing to do with crypto and Bitcoin. The banks collapsing had everything to do with the raising of interest rates and fractional reserve lending. This is what we need to be going after at. We need to be going after these banks that are essentially build their banking systems because they're not worried about failing because the Fed will bail them out. They create these banks in order to be bailed out, meaning that they know it doesn't matter if they fail because, as you've seen with the last bank that collapsed, all the CEOs, they all cashed out stock. They had Jim Cramer pump the stock to you, the Silvergate, the SVP. They had Jim Cramer pump the stock to you before it went under. While they all liquidated everything. They always use retail. They use retail essentially as their liquidity. That's what happened. Retail gets stuck holding the bag. So they told you to buy the stock. Why the bank collapse? 100% nothing to do with crypto. And you're going to see more banks collapse. And that's the value proposition for Bitcoin. Do you guys realize that is why Bitcoin was created? Bitcoin was created because in 2008, because of the failure of the Fed in bailing out the central banks. We knew that our dollar was being devalued. We needed an alternative. So we're America first. Bitcoiners are not anti-dollar. Bitcoiners are not anti-America. Bitcoiners just are anti-inflation. They're anti-tyrannical governments. They're anti-censorship. They're anti all this craziness going on in the world right now. Anti-war, everything. Next story, guys. Microstrategy adds 1,000 Bitcoin to its growing crypto treasury. So Microstrategy buys another 1,000 Bitcoin for $29.3 million, taking its total holding to 140,000 Bitcoin, worth over $12.6 billion. So Microstrategy and Michael Saylor, again, they buy the dip. They keep acquiring Bitcoin. There is a limited supply. Guys, Microstrategy is one of the largest Bitcoin holders. The United States holds a ton of Bitcoin. Tesla owns a ton of Bitcoin. Are you guys starting to see what's going on? When y'all seen the Bitcoin rise from 16,000 to 28,000, I can assure you one thing. This was not kids on Robinhood buying Bitcoin. This was large-scale institutional investors, large foreign money market funds, people like Michael Saylor, that were buying the Bitcoin. That's what created the price rise. Now, if you look at Bitcoin's hash rate, all-time high, meaning that the network has never been more secure. The network has never been stronger. Now, if you look at the Bitcoin supply that's on exchange, all of this data is publicly available. That's what I love when you argue people about Bitcoin, they have no idea what they're talking about. They're like, oh, no, all of this is fake. And I'm like, well, you can go see the amount of computing power that's securing this network, the most secure network in mankind. Then you can also go look at the amount of Bitcoin that's left on exchanges, meaning that once the Coinbases and once these exchanges are out of Bitcoin, you know who they have to buy Bitcoin from? They have to buy Bitcoin from me and you. And that's when you're going to see monumental rise. Now, if you're wondering when this is going to happen, again, not financial advice. What my thesis is we're going into the Bitcoin halving cycle. It's a 4-year cycle. Talked about it extensively on this channel. Maybe I'll do an episode breaking it down again. But, if you made it this far in the video, you probably know what's going on. You're pretty smart. We're about 1 year away from the Bitcoin halving cycle. Now, are we in a leg down? Is this the first big leg up as we go into the bull? That I don't know. Will this cycle be different? I don't know. I don't think so. I think this cycle is going to be pretty much how analysts think it's going to go, which is going to be a blow off top for Bitcoin, which is going to send alt skyrocketing. We're not really worried about what the Fed's going to do because they're going to attack it no matter what. They can't stop it, guys. They can't. Spoiler alert. Bitcoin's been here 12 years. They can't stop it. They're going to pretend they can stop it while all their buddies buy it all up. They chase you out your bags, but this is what I was talking about. Dogecoin price spikes after Elon Musk changes Twitter logo to the Shiba Inu. Guys, I've talked about this. As always, I've never been a big Dogecoin guy, but I did tell you guys, seeing Elon Musk take over Twitter, seeing his admiration for Dogecoin, I think Dogecoin's going to be here. So if you're looking for, me personally, I have a little Dogecoin, but I'm not. There's just too many other blue chips, guys. Why would I? Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Dogecoin goes to $1 this cycle, this bull run. 100%. I would not be surprised. But again, I only have so much capital to deploy, and I just feel a lot stronger about other coins than I do Doge. But I know a lot of you are super bullish on Doge, so just take profits, guys. Be smart. Finland joins NATO. This is serious, guys. Finland joins NATO, doubling military alliances border with Russia in a blow for Putin. So a line's being drawn in the sand, guys. Joe Biden, this administration, 100% is getting us in World War III. I know a lot of you don't want to hear that. As more countries join NATO, you continue to piss Russia off. As our oil reserves get depleted, as oil production lessens in this country, oil production's picking up in Saudi Arabia, oil production's picking up in Russia. The difference is because of the West's sanctions, they're not doing business with us. So now China's getting their oil from Russia, and we're drawing a line in the sand. And this is what's going to happen. These NATO-backed countries, depending on as the tide starts to turn in the BRICS nations' favors, they're going to leave NATO. They're going to leave NATO, and they're going to go join the BRICS nations, and it's going to leave us because we've been the world superpower for too long, guys. And I want to see America be a superpower. But I don't want to see us be a superpower if it means oppressing other nations. If it means guys, Mexico's in talks of joining BRICS. It's a crazy time to be alive, guys, because the dollar's world reserve currency is being threatened. And I don't know what happens next. I'm very concerned. For World War III. I'm kind of actually thinking we're already in World War III, unfortunately. It's just going to be a different war. It's going to be, what they call fifth generational warfare that's just fought through economic warfare, information war, AI, technology. I'm anti-war, and I don't know what's going to take to get us back on track, guys, but I think we're going to go through some tough times. I think that, this geopolitical uncertainty and this economic uncertainty, this is just the beginning. So buckle up. Buckle up. But I got faith, guys. I got faith. Everything's going to be all right. Check this out, guys. A Forbes article. Wow. I like to, I like to cite the mainstream media. It's behind a paywall, I think, but we'll just get the gist of it. A dramatic impact. Pentagon told Bitcoin could prevent war. So the Pentagon is told that Bitcoin could prevent war. So now a U.S. Space Force major has called on the Pentagon to mine Bitcoin instead of going to war, arguing competition for Bitcoin dominance in cyberspace will be how future conflicts are settled. Wow. And I believe the Space Force major, his name's Jason Lowry. I actually invited him to be on his channel to talk more about this. And what he sees Bitcoin in this new, think of with the space race, think of the hash war race, where emerging nations are going to be fighting over who controls the hash rate dominance. And this will essentially create a new system that is balanced for everybody, that everybody, there's no reason that the dollar should be stronger than our other currencies. We'll all settle in Bitcoin. Because it's not controlled by anybody. So this is very interesting, guys. And I think, Jason Lowry, he put out a book called, I believe it's called Soft War. I suggest checking it out and learning more about what Bitcoin can do, for the world. Because, guys, it's not going anywhere. Again, think of it this way. As long as one miner is out there, the network exists. The network's never been hacked. It's never gone down. You're seeing banks collapse. Bitcoin's not collapsing. You're seeing the dollar devalue while Bitcoin's going up in price. So, very wild time, guys. Last story, guys. This is probably, if you ask me, what is my main concern right now, this would be it. Congress goes wobbly on TikTok. A bipartisan Senate bill that would rein in a Chinese-owned app is facing its first real headwinds. So this Restrict Act, they're going after China. You remember, guys, our government was loving China. They were loving China when China was with us. Now that China's with Russia, now they're going after China. So what they're saying is that TikTok, it can be used a backdoor for the CCP, meaning if the CCP want it, because TikTok is a Chinese-owned company, and the CCP are communists, they can essentially go to TikTok and say, hey, we want to get into politicians or any citizens. We want to get into their phones and view all their records, and they can do that. That's what you allow when you put that app on your phone. But here's the problem with the Restrict Act. They don't just go after TikTok. They're going after all kind of other stuff. They love cramming stuff in bills that has nothing to do with the original purpose of the bill, and getting bipartisan support from people that didn't read the bill. None of these senators probably even read the bill. And one thing it's doing is going to go after VPNs. And, I believe in the bill it says you'll get like 20 years in jail if you use a VPN. Essentially, this is the Patriot Act for the internet. So talk to your elected representatives, talk to your elected officials. We need to stop this Restrict Act because this is basically be the end of freedom on the internet. Anyway, guys, if you made this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to try to be back with more content, guys. I'm really going to try to book more people to come on this channel. I'd love to, if you have any guests you want to see, let me know in the comments. If you made this far in the video, drop me a 100 emoji in the comments. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm out, y'all. Peace.